Jersey Crypto here. Another update on Algorand. First, I want to say like, comment, and subscribe. I forgot to say that on the last two videos, and it shows. It's funny, if you don't bring it up, people won't do it, and that's totally understandable, but it does help me out, and I do appreciate the thumbs ups. If you need to put a thumbs down, definitely comments. I love the comments, but let's get right into it. So something that I've known about Algorand for a while, and you know, this isn't new news, but a lot of people aren't talking about it, is their real estate endeavors. So there's two different companies already that are working on Algorand and tokenizing real estate, and the is that I'm going to talk about is Lofty AI. So basically, Lofty AI announces the launch of its liquid real estate marketplace on Algorand blockchain, including the introduction of a sixth tokenized property listing as it gains momentum in disrupting access to real estate ownership. Pretty much as low as $50, you can invest into real estate. That's rentals, and all from their platform. So the nice thing is that you can do this all from your home. They have the marketplace. This actually got posted August 25th, and since then I think there's a lot more properties. They sell out very quickly as they come in, but this is never ending. Real estate is going to, as they tokenize more and more real estate, there's always going to be opportunities. And as it grows, you know, it'll be easier to get in because there's going to be, you know, an influx in availability. So Lofty AI, running off of Algorand, is tokenizing real estate, and this is current. This is happening already. All right. Secondly, that's on Algorand's web, but it's asset block. Let's see, here we go. So asset block, this is another one. Now this isn't current, it's soon to be, but at the bottom it shows their partners: Algorand, Pure Stake, Aris Investments, Lodging Capital, which they own a bunch of hotels and big real estate, Novaya, and Rand Labs. Just a little. So the old way of investing into real estate is investors seek out hard to find opportunities by themselves. I mean, we've all wanted to get into real estate forever. How do you do it? You know, it takes a lot of time and effort, you know, thinking of the banks that you have to talk to in order to get the loans and everything else. All that. Well, let's keep talking about it. Opportunities disappear quickly, are hard to assess, and have high minimums. Typically, you got to buy an entire project yourself unless you have partners or other investors, and, you know, your average person isn't going to figure that out. Investments are gated by advisors that aren't incentivized to offer them. Any investments are locked up for 7+ years with limited transparency. Okay. Now, the asset block way, which is using Algorand to accomplish what they're doing here. A clear path to invest in curated opportunities from our world-class sponsors, all accessible in one place. So basically, you know, using their program, you're going to be able to invest in a real estate, most likely get the funding, Actually, this point we'll talk about that. You control your risk profile while enjoying smaller minimums and lower fees, which will allow more people to get in. Diversify into real estate without risking the potential returns from your crypto holdings. How are you going to do that? At the bottom here it shows earlier potential liquidity through cutting edge technology. All right, so you can leverage your crypto holdings in order to get the loan for the real estate. So you don't have to go. And, you know, what's nice about that is people that have invested in early didn't have to invest that much. It might have a substantial amount of funds that they don't want to give up because, you know, me personally, I believe in Algorand for the long term. I don't want to sell my Algorand necessarily in order to acquire the real estate. But if I can leverage my Algorand and get real estate on top of it for a secondary, you know, income, then you can use that income to pay off the property, keep your Algorand, and, you know, basically the risk is much lower because you have your value still in your crypto if you necessarily need to dip into that. But basically, you know, this is something that's going to offer people that can't even consider it to be able to consider getting into real estate. So on their way, clear, you know, obviously they're using Algorand. The needs of the financial services industry are evolving with a clear desire for more efficient transactions, scalability, and transparency. Algorand is defining a new standard for a borderless economy by implementing the first blockchain supporting the scale, open participation, and certainty required for the global adoption of billions of users. Billions of users. Okay? Asset Block is dedicated to using Algorand's blockchain technology to ensure that our products meet the needs of the modern investor, which the modern investor is us. It's not just the filthy rich, okay? And hopefully we become filthy rich by acting on these opportunities. Another thing I want to bring to light is the Coin Bureau video, Algorand versus Solana. You know, he's very vague in the fact that he can throw in slight negative comments about Algorand and direct people towards Solana. But if you look into Algorand at all, it disapproves all his statements. So, you know, there's definitely a bias there, and he's trying to hide it, but he's really not hiding it that well if you actually take the time to look into the projects, because Algorand is catering to the public in the most decentralized way, with real life application. So it's not just for institutions, it's not just for countries. This is bringing people into these markets that didn't have access prior, you know. All the steps that it takes to get into real estate in real life are overwhelming even for myself. You know, you have to be super financially sound or willing to take major risks and learn how to leverage money prior to getting into it, and there's a lot of education involved in all that. Now, if you can take, you know, all of that and put it into one place to basically communicate your risk a lot better, like on, you know, Asset Block and Lofty AI, then, and also minimize your investment, or minimize the minimum investment, either way. So for, on one of them, $50 to invest in a real estate and see some type of return, it's crazy. And it's happening. This is all being set into place on Algorand. And there's much more, but we'll start with this. Please like, comment, and subscribe. This is the stuff that I think maybe a normal guy needs to start talking about without being biased towards other things. Obviously, I'm going to talk about what I'm interested in, but I'm willing to hear what you guys have to say about this stuff, and I'm just repeating some of the info that I have recognized and observed. I hope you guys appreciate it. Algorand is the way of the future as far as the opportunities that they're going to give us. So, not to bring price up, but real estate's a huge market, and it can push the market cap of Algorand through the roof once this stuff starts getting used. And knowing about it is the first way to begin that adoption. So please, guys, consider all of this not financial advice, but to myself. I appreciate you, and have a nice day.